Hello, Search Committee and staff at Christ Community Chapel. My name is Josh Landis, and I am applying for the High School Ministry Director position. Currently, I am a family pastor at Renew Communities, and that's in Berea, right across the city from you. We are a church plant, and we've been around for a little more than 3 years. We have an interesting situation that we're in. We have about 120 people that come, adults, but we have around, I'd say, 85 teens and kids that are involved with our ministries. That provides a very interesting ratio in the sense of giving units versus the amount of people that we are serving, and we really thought we'd be in a different place than we are now 3 years ago. So our senior pastor, Andy Sikora, and myself sat down a few months ago and decided it would be best if I took a new direction and went for something full-time because I'm only part-time there. I have a family of 3 kids and my wife, so he's like, you need to provide for them, and I think that right now Renew's not going to be able to provide for you full-time for at least another few years, just financially. So it's a bittersweet, not ending, but a bittersweet transition. I love what I do right now with Renew Communities, but it's time to move on and going with blessing of the staff and of the church. So that's why I'm applying for your position. My vision for student ministry comes into play with how I've grown as a pastor. I have a youth ministry degree from Eastern University, and when I started off my ministry, I was one of the superstars. I know that I tried my best not to be, but I was a superstar youth pastor. I had big vision for a ministry, and I wanted to do anything I could to make that happen. And that's what I did. I did a lot by myself, unfortunately. Now I understand that true ministry involves bringing people along, being a more high level leader, to train up disciplers to disciple the kids. I know I can't disciple all alone, nor should I. It's not about me. But as I've entered into family ministry at Renew, I realized that I've seen the wide spectrum of how children learn and how we need to be discipling them. And I've created a discipling strategy that we use at Renew, where when kids are at the infancy through preschool stage, we focus on their heart and we focus on the awe and just helping them just be at wonder with who God is and what He's done for us. And then as we keep building, we build into elementary, and we think, okay, now that we have the awe down, we're going to start working on the head, the thoughts, the Bible stories, like teaching them Bible stories and virtues, because they are in this learning process as they enter elementary ages, and their brains are growing at just exponential rates. And then we come to the teenagehood, and that's when we've gone from heart to head. Now we're at hands, and we're talking about helping kids put into practice all those things they learn. So I think my vision for youth ministry is getting kids, teenagers, hands-on, being the feet and the hands and the voice and the love of Christ in this world, because we are helping them live out the mission that they are called to as Christians, and helping them realize what it means to be a Christian in today's world, and how to serve the people around them. So the top 3 priorities I would have for high school ministry, or any ministry, honestly, these are the 3 words that I would use. One, I would say partnership. As a pastor, I want to partner with parents and with the church. That is my position. I'm not called to create anything else but a partnership, because I can't disciple children. I can't guide children. It's not my job to guide any children other than my own. But I can partner with parents in the church to create an amazing explosion of growth within a child. So I think partnership is one of my top priorities. And you do that through creating space, providing spaces for people to be together, and challenging people to step up into roles that they've been called to do by God. Second word I would use, or priority I would say, is discipleship. And I think that's a word that we throw around today, unfortunately. There's many definitions for it in today's world. But when it comes down to it, discipleship is following Christ. or following anything. You can be a disciple of anything, but for us, we're following Christ. Renew is a part of the missional movement, so we use a tool called huddles, and huddles are groups where we answer two questions. One, what is God saying to you? And two, what are you going to do about it? And listening to our Father's voice and acting upon it is really what discipleship is about. So I think that as we disciple kids, we help them realize, one, they can hear God's voice, and two, they need to move and they need to act upon what they hear. The third word that I would say is mission. As I said earlier, my vision is that it's time to get the kid into a hands-on relationship and a hands-on ministry with the world. They are on a rescue mission too, just as Christ was. And if they decide to follow Christ, they are now part of the rescue mission to save this world, to love this world, and to be the hands and feet of Christ in this world. So I think to create deep justice for these children, these kids, to be a part of projects and to be a part of events that are bigger than themselves, that are meant to help bring healing to the world. I think I have a lot of strengths. I also have a lot of weaknesses. My creativity is one of my strong points. I love having a good time. I know that I look all serious now, but I'm a pretty crazy person, and I love, 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 love having a good time. So creativity is, how do we creatively have good times together? Because there needs to be a proper amount of up in and out in any ministry, up to God, into each other, and out to the world. And a lot of times we get heavy on one and we forget the others. So I love creating experiences for all three, in ways that kids remember. I love creating memories as well. I think another thing that I'm really good at doing is creating space for community. A lot of times we forget about really spending time with one another. We think that Facebook, we think that texting, we think that sitting next to each other, even in a room watching a movie, is spending time, and we forget about what it really means to be in community with one another. So I think I have a gifting of creating space where true community can happen. I think one more thing is that I am a listener. I'm a pastor. I'm a teacher. I think those are my strengths. Those are my giftings. My highest giftings on the fivefold ministry is teaching and pastoring or shepherding. I want to make sure that anyone who comes in to the fold is cared for, and I will do whatever it takes to make sure they are cared for. Listening to them, being a sounding board, giving advice, as well as leading them back to the great shepherd himself, being filled with the Spirit so that I can help others to be filled with the Spirit as well. So that's a little bit about myself. I hope I have a chance to speak a little bit more with you. I actually drive past your campus almost every Wednesday and Thursday. I teach soccer for preschoolers right now. It's an interesting story. But I go to the Goddard Hudson and the KinderCare Hudson, and I drive past your campus literally every Wednesday and Thursday. So maybe one day I can stop on by and shake your hand and say hello to all of you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. You have my cell phone number and my email address, and I'll just be looking forward to communicating more in the future. God bless you. Have a great Easter. Bye-bye.